Welcome to the DorkLair live stream. Today we are talking about a lot of legions. We have the in-stock sale to prepare for. We have the full retailer appreciation wave to talk about and take a look at, plus other toy news and just a lot of stuff going on. I got a few recent pickups. I'm sure, Larry, you've probably got some stuff. What's going on, man?
Every time I look at that intro now, I wish I would have submitted a little more foreboding a photo. Your and Chris photos look so cool, and mine just looked like the guy that's happy he sat down on the toilet and there wasn't a plunger waiting on him. So
Well,
that's what I'm thinking about.
yeah, I mean, we're kind of due for a refresh on that without Chris here, because I feel like we're kind of like misleading people every time we play it. Like, oh, Chris, is he going to be here?
We should superimpose your face over the Lone Ranger and me on Tonto or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Been really crazy at work. Things are going awesome with work. Got a couple of new things. I got the Masterpiece NPM 14 Bone Crusher. Normally I order that stuff because even the Target exclusive stuff, I never find it in the store. And I just happened, I was going to see one of my offices, and one of my docs was not out of surgery yet. So I had like a half hour to kill, and there was a Target around the corner. And I said, well, let's go see what's in there. So I walked in, and they had that Bone Crusher, and normally it's like 130, 140 bucks. And for some reason, they had it for $90. And I was like, I'm grabbing that. And then I also got I've been completing my Hulk Hogan collection, and there was a Hulkamania 40th anniversary 3-pack that was a Target exclusive, and they had that on sale as well. So because one of my docs was in a late surgery, I ended up saving like 60 or 70 bucks on stuff that I was going to get anyway. So it's pretty exciting.
And Braku says, yeah, we can update the intro. So start preparing. Preparing what you want your photo to look like, Larry.
Yeah, I will consult with the wife. She'll have better ideas than I will, I'm sure.
There you go. For me, so I finally caved in. I was waiting for a deal. I was like, because I kept seeing deals on classified stuff, but I never really saw. I might have seen it for 20 and just wasn't the right timing or whatever. But I finally just was like, you know what? I had something I needed to order on Amazon, and I needed to get it up over the 35. So I was like, oh, I'll grab this that's been sitting in my cart for a while. So I did get Shipwreck, and it is awesome. This is a fantastic figure. Like,
that's one of those that I was shocked at how much I liked it, because the vintage figure was like one that I had in my collection. But really, the only reason I had it is because my dad was in the Navy, and I wanted to be like, okay, here's my dad if he was in G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a boring figure. But man, this one with the accessories and the swappable heads, I mean, they did a great job with this thing, or hair pieces.
Yeah. Like, I don't foresee myself ever using the other hair. But I mean, this is just, it's fantastic. And like, the articulation is insane on it. Like, there's no hindrances at all. It moves really well. It's a nice quality figure.
The classified line has come so far since that first wave. It really is, as far as retail lines go, it's something that has not disappointed me in any way.
And I've been making my way through the Poxis wave. I've been doing my reviews. This was my most recent. Well, this is a kit bash with the figure of my most recent. So Tharnog, the big brute scale orc. And I just kind of like kit bashed it just today, just like right before the show. I was just messing around, and I put this is the secret head from Father Christmas release this year, and then this is Magnus's belt, and then Poxis's cloth goods. Otherwise, it's just the body of the brute scale orc, and just sort of like a kind of a gladiator look. I'm just totally digging these brute scale figures. They're fantastic.
The really cool thing about Legions, and again, I'm definitely not into it as much as you guys are. I pick and choose, but when I get something, I'm always happy with it. But I just love the way you can mix and match. You can buy 4 or 5 extras of figures you already have and make completely different figures. It's just a really cool system.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. And then Louis Christensen vids says Valaverse probably influenced Hasbro stepping up their game. Yeah, I would absolutely say that's
Absolutely.
very likely, and might have given them the confidence to do things that they might not otherwise have done too, knowing that
Yeah, I
the
mean,
market's there.
one thing in particular, when Valaverse came out, one of the first things they did after that initial wave was they did weapons packs.
Yep.
And they were real weapons. It was like a 1-to-1, what it looked like in the real world. And Classified for the first few waves were doing just the futuristic looking stuff. And now they
Yeah.
were like, oh, I guess we can do this and it'll sell and nobody's going to kick up a stink. So, plus the Valaverse figures are really nice. Every one of those I've gotten, I've been super happy with.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Did you order the vehicle?
I don't have room for it, man. I want it. I
Yeah.
want it so bad, but I just like I'm looking on my shelves and I don't know where I'm going to put the I don't know where I'm going to put the dragonfly when it gets here. I really don't. Like I'm literally I told Steph I was like I'm going to have to go through here and I've got probably 25% more space in this room than I did in the one at the old house. And I'm already like, okay, I have to make some decisions here because I'm it stinks, but like it's like it's just I guess first world problems. It's like what am I complaining about? We're living at the greatest time ever for toy collectors.
Mm-hmm.
So Lewis Christensen said hang it from the ceiling. That's exactly what my wife said. She said she's like that should be hanging from the ceiling, and like she found like the Trouble Bubble and Serpentor and like the Transformers like the Ark and the Nemesis. She's like, all these should be hanging from the ceiling. Why are you wasting shelf space with these? So she's definitely enabling things.
Yeah. And we got a new channel member here, Stanley's Toy Channel. What's going on? Let's take a look at who else is in the chat here. We saw Braku already. We got Hedgehog Action, who's getting ready for ZoloCon this weekend. I wish I could have come down for ZoloCon. That would have been awesome. It looks like such a great toy con. And then Joe Gonsalves with the 10 memberships. Claim them, people. I don't know if you claim them or if they're automatically like distributed or what, but yes, thank you, Joe.
Belongs on the ceiling. Yes, it does. I like it.
Let's see here. Let's see who else is in here. All right, Grizzlehorn, Josh, Skella, Kirby, Rob V, David Smith, Clown Baby, Josh Brown, Jevons 24, Gridiron. Yeah, and they've been working with Fresh Monkey Fiction on some of those releases. So they're getting sort of more mainstream too. Let's see who else is in here. Rick Jones, Nick Libido, Alberto Magana, Lego Wiccan, Blake. What's up, Blake? What's going on, dude? Benny Torres, David Williams had an insane. Actually, we're pulling this up. This is crazy. Let's hold on.
What is it?
It is a custom that he did that I gotta find right now and share because it's incredible. Let's see, David.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to plug Bill's Toy Tubers. If you guys haven't watched any of Bill's Toy Tubers interviews, I just watched the Secret Planet. What's his name?
Secret Galaxy. Dan
Secret
Larson.
Galaxy. Yeah, he's changed the name of the site since I started watching it. But I watch him all the time. I've been watching him for years, and that was an awesome interview. I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to be making. I don't get to watch stuff online as much as I would like. But after watching that, I'm definitely going to make it through the rest of them. So if any of you guys are sleeping on those Toy Tubers episode, you're doing yourselves a disservice. It's really, really informative and entertaining.
Dan was just an absolute pleasure to interview. Like
he seems like a real dude, just like a real down to earth guy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he just is just a fantastic dude. And everybody too, that I've interviewed was a lot of fun. So this is his sort of mystical centaur that uses the brute scale, the djinn, right? I don't have him over here, but he uses the djinn and then uses a horse body, one of the horses, and some other stuff. Tharnog's shoulder armor is like what the saddle would be like over there. This is just fantastic. Such a great custom. And like, out of the gates, just this. I mean, David, you crank this thing out quickly. Like
Yeah, that's nuts. That looks
it's
great.
so involved, and it just takes so much like vision to come up with something like that. It's so good. And let me pull that down and keep going. Let's see. Stanley's Toy Channel, Joe Rizzo, Ruben Uncosplay, Legends Collector, Tanya McCoy, Legion's Ladies in the House, Curtis Ackerman, Mr. X, Hank, King Grizzo. I don't know how to say this. Grizz Otter, Vermont. King Grizz Otter, Vermont.
If we say it backwards, do you go back to the fifth dimension?
Hey, I can relate. I have a place up in Vermont that I share with family. It's not just mine, but Toy Culprits. Cullen is in the house. Joe Gonsalves. All right. Jeremy Govier, Michael Woods, Ruben Medina. Okay, we could go on and on, but yeah. Okay. All right. BJ is BJ Charity in the Cabal. And one of my recent posts on Instagram, actually, let me pull it up over here, right? So let me go back to me, was his idea, and that was this one. That one, he was like, hey, can I see the mask, the iron mask from the Marley's ghost figure on the Poxis, and this looks awesome.
Yeah, it really does.
All right. So, a couple things here. We are doing a giveaway. It's not the, like right now it's kind of neat, but like 2 days from now, like a week from now, a couple weeks from now, it's going to be, everybody's going to have a million of these things. But it's in the spirit of what we're talking about tonight. So I do have an shadow orc grunt here that we can give away. And I am actually going to be buying more of these, but like just at that price, it's a no-brainer for a giveaway. But later in the show, so after the Legions news is usually when we do the giveaway. It'll just be a hashtag situation. Rules are in the description below, so make sure you check those out. Also, I will note that the box I have to ship it in is small, so it is going to be squished like this. So this isn't going to be a mint card.
Need to open it anyway.
Yeah. It sort of pushes you to open. Okay. So we got that, and we got some news. Here we go. Okay, so this date is for shipping. So the retailer appreciation wave from last year. These are the two remaining figures from the 2023 retailer appreciation wave. They now have arrived at Four Horsemen. They're being distributed out to the retailers, and the retailers are all sort of they're giving everybody like a week or two to make sure it's all out there, and then they're all going to ship starting March 6th. So that is the street date for the retailer wave. I'm happy about Hagnon. Like it's a cool one, and I think it's fun for kit bashing. I'm not like crazy about Hagnon. I'm not all like into the whole like glow in the dark thing as much as a lot of people are. But the Lee J Elven Elite character to me is gonna be a killer figure, and it's just gonna be so much. It's like a big deluxe kind of kit with extra arms and stuff. That figure I am very, very much looking forward to. So
when I see stuff like that, I wish there was some way that the Four Horsemen could do Lord of the Rings, because I see that and I think about what they could do with the different ages of the elven armor, from the last alliance of elves and men to the Battle of Helm's Deep to I would love to see them tag. When I see something like that, that's all I mean, you see the translucent figure where there's the army under the mountain. I would just, everything they do is solid gold. I love it so much.
Yeah, totally. And then they do so now getting into the current, so they just announced the current retailer appreciation wave, and it is as solid as it gets in my opinion. So we do have the 3 Figura Obscura releases from last year that they promised would get reissued. And actually I think that was like originally was confirmed on the Legions Ladies podcast, or YouTube show, like a month or two ago when Jeremy was on. But so, first of all, we have the Golden Monkey King, and I know this looks very similar to the original when you just kind of look at it here, but if you put them side by side, they are quite different. The gold of the armor is much brighter on this one. He's obviously got gold or like blonde fur, gold fur there, and then it's like it's all reds and blacks and golds. The original one had purples and blues going on, and this one has purples in the feet, but like in the extra feet, but like this one's much more reds. It's got the red arms and the red legs. That's actually one of the swaps I did when I was reviewing the figure. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's like it's nice because the people who missed the first one still get one that is somewhat close-ish to the original, and it's still kind of true to the to the story. It's not just like some other random color for no reason. Super Saiyan Gold Monkey. Yeah, Dragon Ball is not something I've ever gotten into. I need to dip into that. That is like
I don't know
outside.
that you can just dip into it. I think that's like a fully submerged
Yeah,
plunge.
that's true.
It's pretty extensive. I
Yeah.
tried years ago, but I just couldn't keep up.
Let's see here. Figura Obscura retailer markup is the most affordable of all the products, just $10. Yeah, the percentage markup on these is nice. Yeah, it's good. Yep. Unlike the probably the worst offender is the Legion builders. $26 figures that go up to 45 is like that's rough, which makes this upcoming in stock sale very important. And then we have like the swap. It's basically like a straight reverse on the Mask of the Red Death. So you're getting black cloth goods and red body essentially. The clock's a little bit different. It's got a little more gold pop on it, and yeah. So and then I also had Jeremy send me this. He shared this on his Mythic Conversations on Tuesday. So there's confirmation that the plastic loincloth and belt waist thing, that those are indeed black. So they kind of like match with the complete swap or reversal. So that's pretty sweet. Like I whoops. So this I'm curious how the arm swap will be. I know there's a little bit of red on this black arm, and there's a little bit of black on the red arm on the other one. But you can
Mhm.
essentially kind of go full red body if you just swap the right forearm on them. The head's the same color, and the mask is the same color, and the blood, the spilled blood plastic stand on the bottom is the same color. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty
The
sweet.
the
So
clock. I would have to go back and look at mine, but it looks like the clock is a lot more punched up too. I think somebody mentioned that in the chat.
yeah, a lot more
It's moving so
golds.
fast I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
feet, the little like design on the bottom area there, and then yeah, there's a lot more gold on it,
looks really good.
or just brighter gold or whatever.
This was one of the few, that I did get, and
Yeah.
the original that I can't say enough good things about that.
Jeremy repainted one. Actually, that's another one I should bring up. Let's see. Do I still have that up? So let's see, Mythic Customs. So he took this shares parts with the Poxus figure, and so he took this figure and repainted it Poxus colors and did like a full on, for lack of a better word, naked Poxus, right? Like unarmored, what did he say? Without the carapace, like kind of thing going on. So let's see here. Mythic Customs. And I'm sure, yeah, there it is. Okay. There it is. Came out great. It's a
Wow.
fantastic job. He reversed the belt so that it's like it's flipped upside down, and instead of coming down, it goes up the torso. Obviously, he painted it a yellow color, right? So he's got that, and he painted the limbs and everything. So yeah, it came out great.
Bill, I think you need to get another one of those and take some yellows and browns and do a zombie buzz off.
I know, I should.
I
Yeah,
think
for
that
sure.
would look good.
That would look awesome. Okay, then back to this. Yeah, that was a great custom. And the collector likes the clock a lot better.
Yeah, it really makes a difference, I think.
And then we have a blue ghost of Jacob Marley over here. And again, like not too crazy. Like the original had transparency and stuff, but this one is blue. And Jeremy hinted that there's a connection between the colors of this figure and the colors of something coming up down the pike. So there's something coming that this is going to connect with in terms of like swapping in colors and stuff. But this will glow in the dark. And it does come with pretty much, it does come with everything the original came with. So yeah, fantastic.
I might pick that one up. I like those colors better. I really like those colors.
And then we have two new figures. And this, for me, I'm so pumped because I've been wanting a 2.0 skeleton for a long time. I've only ever had, I mean, I guess I have Okiedos. That was pretty recently. But like, then besides that one, Okiedos is the, he's the, what's his name? The web store tribute. And besides that one, the only other 2.0 skeleton I've ever really had was the original skeleton. Like it's kind of like a generic just skeleton. It's great. It's awesome. It's got two torsos. It's a fun figure. But like to finally get this, and I was convinced that Necronominus wave would bring more skeletons, right? The only thing that I wish that this had was those forearms from Okiedos. I wish this did have the bare forearms. I think that would have been pretty cool. But this is pretty cool. And this connects to the storylines of like both Necronominus and the like Rising Suns, because this is like the Vikenfell faction or sub faction or whatever. Basically the Vikings, the Valkyries and stuff. And yeah, so this, yeah, right? Like, so I wish this was a $37 pre-order. It's only going to be available at the standard retail MSRP and not the discounted pre-order price, unfortunately. But that's one of the things is like they have a hard time fitting everything they want into their waves. Like they're just, there's only so much they can put in a wave. And so if they can find a place, like rather than just never release this figure, which might have been the option before, they can put it out this way. So at least there's that. At least it's happening and not just being, permanently shelved and then just sitting there forever. That's how I kind of look at that. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to like build up at that 37 price to build up some more of these 2.0 skeletons. One cool little feature is one of the heads has some like tattoos,
some runes
in
or
there.
something.
Yeah,
that looks really good.
Yep. The heads, so all the heads, so the two heads in this image, the two heads on the bottom are the same original heads. It's just that the bottom left head has the two side things that we've only seen on different figures. We haven't really seen it in that head, attached to that head sculpt really. And then the head up top looks like a combination. It looks like they took Ragna Stormforger's helmet top and then added a skull underneath there. Otherwise, yeah, I think everything else is, reused stuff as usual. And then probably my favorite reveal of the wave, I actually forgot his name. It's Fisher Rice, which is, you know, a play on Fisher Price, because this is a tribute. This is like an homage type of figure to a figure from Adventure People. And so this is a deluxe figure. It's $60. It does come with swap out arms and leg, like the upper arms and the upper legs. You can go from cloth to armored. It's got a bunch of different heads, necks, like even a swap out chest piece right there. This is just gonna be a lot of fun, and it's in that awesome black that's just so universal and so useful and just great for popping and swapping. But it's based on, I'm gonna come back to that. It's based on this Adventure People figure from Fisher
Oh
Price.
my gosh, I remember that. There was a kid in my babysitter tried to trade that to me for Destro. I'll never forget. He was like trying to convince me, like he was selling it hard. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I remember this. Like I remember wanting this and loving this. My friend had this, and I thought it was the best thing ever. I thought this was great, but I never like. I had Star Wars and all that around this time, but I never got any of the space Adventure People. I always had the bathtub Adventure People. Like I had like a boat or like a dinghy and like a guy, like I had like a scuba diver, or something.
Yeah.
I had like the stuff that was like sort of real worldish Adventure People stuff. But the
I never
space
had
stuff
any of those. I just saw them at the babysitters, and we would play with them with Star Wars stuff.
yeah,
The space ones.
they were they were definitely like the same body type, like the same kind of.
Yeah, the 5 POA.
Yeah.
Same scale. That's a
But
really cool tribute.
if you're looking, sorry, I'm flipping around everywhere here. If you're looking for, if you want to look this up, it's the Firestar. And somebody told me the character's name is the X-Ray Man or something, which I'm not totally sure about. Somebody just told me that, but I have no reason to like doubt them, but I haven't seen his name really. But yeah, this is really cool. And then back to what we were looking at.
I can't believe all the parts that come with this thing. I mean, it definitely justifies the increase in price. That's a lot of plastic.
Yeah. Pretty clever reuse of the Attila head sculpt here. So this is the head sculpt from the Attila figure that came in the 2-pack, the Gorgo Attila 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the heads from Attila, and it just like completely transforms the look of that head sculpt, and it's got the Tusk Sentry head painted blue and all the way on the bottom right over there, and then a couple of the helmeted heads. I love the Tusks. I love these. I love Sligor, the Gravekeeper. Like all this stuff is just awesome. And then pretty soon, I guess one of the newer news things is that the Outpost Zaxius is going to be wrapping up production very soon and shipping out in a month or two, out from the factory, I guess, and then another month or two from there. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to point out that if you are sort of looking for a nice little roundup of Legion's content and events, in the Mythic Legions Cabal, they've started to cultivate the events tab. So if you go in there, you can find different podcasts that are going to be on, different conventions that are going on. Like if you look, you'll see ZoloCon's coming up this weekend. The Euro Legions podcast is going to be published and all that stuff. So this is like sort of the upcoming stuff there. I just thought I would plug that, give people a heads up to check that out and use it. I tried to use it today to put the DorkLair in there, and I screwed it up because it turned into like a live chat or something, and I don't know, maybe I didn't untoggle something or whatever, and it was supposed to be like, people were messaging me like, what's the live chat? And I just wanted to say, hey, the DorkLair episode is coming up, but then it turned into something it wasn't. But I'll try it again next week and see how it goes. All right, getting past this. Okay, so now we're into Saturday, which is February 24th. at 11 a.m. Eastern time, there is a massive, absolutely massive in stock sale. I don't remember anything this big since like Advent of Decay or the Exodus sale, which was just different in its own way, just kind of crazy. But the supplies are going to be large for most things. Like there's going to be ample supplies of a lot of stuff. This is one wave that's going to be available. This is the Deluxe Legion Builders wave, which is fantastic because aside from 2 years ago, the pre-order, these have really only been available for the retail price of 45 or a slight discount. I forget what they were down to during the sale over like Christmas time, but it was definitely not $26, which is what most of these are going to be on Saturday. So the Deluxe Barbarian, the Templar, the Dwarf, the Gladiator, the Goblin, and the Skeleton, those are all going to be $26 on Saturday morning. I did a whole video about this, so I'm going to try not to get too crazy with getting in the weeds of it. But
what time Saturday morning did you say?
11 a.m. Eastern time.
Because I want that Gladiator.
That's a great figure. Yep. So that'll be available. That'll be $26. And then the Half Giant, I believe, will be 40. And I forget how much the accessory pack is. I actually forgot to include them in my video. So I didn't end up doing like the research on them, but if anybody knows how much the accessory pack is, let us know. And then, yeah, we got some early birds on the West Coast getting up at 7 a.m. here. That's not too bad. 7 a.m. isn't too bad. These are awesome for consumers, but kind of sucks for retailers stuck with them at the retail price. Yeah, I mean, at least they had that sale recently to try to clear out some stock. At least this wasn't like before that sale. I think it may 26 as well or 29. It's confirmed it's 26. I don't know if that's like a question, but they're 100% 26. I get up at 4 a.m. every day. 7 is nothing.
I feel you,
Rob.
Rob.
Rob, are you on the East Coast? If you're on the East Coast, get ready for the Californians to tell you you get up at 7 a.m. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, so that's the deluxe Legion Builders. I'm actually using this sale to prep for Legions Con. I am most likely going to do another pop and swap session. And my goal this year, instead of just relying on Len LaGuardia and Wolf King Customs, my goal this year is to actually bring parts as well of my own to contribute to that. So that's my goal. I'm going to be buying a bunch of Legion Builders and then pulling them apart and I'm just going to fill like a toolbox, like a tackle box type thing with parts and just set it aside and just have it. This is my opportunity to get these parts for dirt cheap. So that's my plan there. And then we do have the Reinforcements 2 wave, which is much more recent, much more in demand and much less out in the world, because this dropped in October. It was only available as an all-in, and there were pretty limited supplies. It sold out relatively quickly, if I remember correctly. So this is the first opportunity to get like large amounts of something. Like if you want a bunch of Cavern Dwarfs, this is really your first chance to do that, except for like going back to like Advent of Decay. Some of these are brand new. The Templar Relic Guard, the Vampire Phalanx, and the Shadow Orc Grunt are brand new figures. Like they are, they share some stuff with other figures, obviously, but like they are new characters. So this is the first time they've been like available in ample supplies. So these are going to be very popular. $40 ogres has nothing to like that. That is also just an awesome opportunity. And of course, you've got the Silverhorn Sentry that is an all-star, so to speak, that is making its way back out. So that is a big one for people. I know a lot of people want some of those sentries. I need a gold knight for the gold alien godhead. Yeah, the Lost Cronin. Yes, that's a great option. I think the gold knight is going to be super handy to have with Lee J that's dropping. So Lee J has the 2.0 shoulder armor, which I'm not a huge fan of that. Like I'm not big on the 2.0 shoulder armor on a 1.0 figure. So like just having extras of these shoulder armors to pop onto Lee J, I think is awesome. Silverhorn Sentry regular price will be $37. So the Cavern Dwarf, the Gold Knight, the Shadow Orc, the Templar, and the Vampire are $26 figures. Silverhorn Sentry is $37, and the Ogre 2 should be $40, I believe. And yeah, that's what I just said answers your question there. So the Silverhorn Sentry is different. It's not a builder. It's not a Legion builder. It's sort of in the same grouping as them, but it's technically a full range figure. And then the other one that is guaranteed to be there is the All-Stars Trolls. So you've got Brontis 2 that has the original Brontis head, which is actually the Cyclops head on the right that, originally it had that head. And then you have the Ice Troll 2 that has the Cyclops head plus the original Ice Troll head with the horns. Those two are going to be available as well. And I think the price on those is $110. And maybes, this is a list of maybes. Some of them are no's. Certain select figures from the Alithia wave will be available. So I know they've said already that Alder's been sold out for a while, so don't expect Alder to be there. I think Varg will definitely be there. And then everything else is kind of hit or miss. I don't know for sure what is or isn't going to be there. But I know, I feel like Varg is always on their table at cons, so that seems like a no-brainer. You might not see Phobos maybe or Alithia or something. Some of the main ones. I'm not sure what will and won't be there, but definitely not Alder. And I would be willing to bet definitely Varg. And then finally, All-Stars 4. I feel like I remember Jeremy maybe saying Forest Troll 2 is not going to be there, but potentially everything else could be there. Sir Owain is an absolutely fantastic figure on his own right, but also really good with the Gold Knight 2. Like those two, the gold on Owain mixes really well with the Gold Knight 2. And you've got a couple tribute figures there.
I'll be picking those up because I didn't get those.
And BJ's selling the 3D printed ogre hands for $25. So thank you for the super chat, BJ. And everybody take a look at, just share your Instagram again. I'm drawing a blank on your IG name.
Hey, Bill, what is that Baron Voligar 2 going to go for?
$37. If he's there.
Right.
I think he could be. I think the only one that might not be there is Alder. Like that's definitely not there. But I think Baron Voligar 2 could be there.
And the Masters homages, are they going to be like 26, 27 like the other basics?
No, they're 37. So all of these are 37. The only ones that are 26 are the Cavern Dwarf, the Gold Knight, Shadow Orc, Templar, Vampire, and then Barbarian, Templar, Dwarf, Gladiator, Goblin, Skeleton.
Got it.
And then most everything else is like standard figures. Like if these are there, most of these are standard figures. Of course, Varg is a deluxe. Alithia is a deluxe. Apharius the Centaur is a totally different beast. It's like a mount. It's like a horse / figure. So it's a big expensive one. Valak 37, Bardric, my still currently my favorite Mythic Legions figure, the Bardric 37, Krotos 37, Artemis 37, Baron Voligar 37.
What did you say for? I'm sorry, for Decibalis. How do you pronounce
Decebalus.
Decibalis?
Geez, I want to say those regular ogre, so not an ogre builder. I want to say 55. So he's a big ogre scale figure. He's a big 9-inch.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I want to say 55. Varg was 40. Alithia was 45. If anybody remembers what Decebalus was, let me know. I'm tempted to get at least one more Mephitor. I've been on my Goblin kick, and I only own one Mephitor, so I feel like I want to get another one. Scathoid is one of the best ever. It's such an awesome figure. Oh, we're talking about pronunciation. So there you go, Larry. Decibalis. Johnny
See,
Dagger.
up until I saw this figure, I know that it's there's a rock sculpture somewhere. I can't remember what it is. It was like a sculpture of a king. It was the last king of, I don't know, something in the Roman Empire back in those days. So if you just Google just that name and don't put Mythic Legions behind it, you're going to get a sculpture on the side of a mountain of a big face.
Okay. And David Smith has 7 Mephitors. Nice.
But it stinks in that house.
It's a great figure. And you know what's funny? Mephitor is a mini Waltor, which actually I don't have those on here. So the other figures that are going to be in the sale are all the exclusives. So let me pull that up actually. I didn't get those in the slideshow. Hang on. The exclusives. So I'm going to go to Four Horsemen Facebook. And this image here. Open image in a new tab. So let me share this tab here. I'm going to share. Where'd it go? Is it this? Yeah. Okay. So running across the top row of this are the ones that I left off the slideshow. Sorry, I'm getting my original video confused with this. We got 169 people here, by the way. We're doing a giveaway very soon. Okay, so starting from the top left, you do have Vorgus Vermilius, who I believe is going to be a $37 figure. These are the exclusives without the extra bits. So Vorgus does not come with the extra translucent red head and hands. I think he had hands, right? And then the next one over is Demistros, the PowerCon figure. Also does not come with the translucent head. Then you have the Valiant Knight. This is finally the full release of Valiant Knight. Previously, even though this wasn't an exclusive, it was only available at conventions up till now. So this is a chance to get that Valiant Knight. I think that's probably going to be the hottest figure of the entire sale. And then you have the Waltor figures. And what was making me think of this whole situation was how Mephitor is kind of like a mini, color-wise, is like a little mini Waltor, like the Space Waltor. It's the same colors. But anyway, so Waltor, the Cosmic Skeleton Waltor, the Cosmic and the Mythic, those will be separate figures. And I believe everything across that top row is $37.
And up there, that Vorgus Vermilius, and that's my favorite figure of the limited, 15 or so that I have. That's still, I think it was my first one, as a matter of fact, and it's still my favorite. I love that figure.
It's awesome. Yeah, and this one's a little different. The tones are a little fleshier. Obviously,
that's right. I had the red one.
The sculpt is a little different, but the colors are different too. This one's a little more fleshier blood rather than dried, I don't know, kind of dried blood or something. Okay, so then we have, like I said, this is a massive sale. It's hard to keep it all straight. And then we have the pins, right? Yeah. So then we have the pins. So they dug back into their warehouse and found some old pins that they're doing. So across the top, you have those 10 faction pins up at the, the top left side is the 10 faction pins. Those plus the 4 pins on the right, like all 14 of those is going to be one set for $100 for those 14 gold pins across the top. And then you have the other ones along the bottom that are 10 each. They have the Keltis pin. That was one of the first pin. It might have been the first pin they ever did. And then, they have the Legion of Light and the Legion of Dark pins, or not, the Legions of Light and Dark pins. Those are the ones I want. I like the colored pins. I do have one faction pin in color. It's the Sons of the Red Star pin that I love. And then I think all those are 10 each, or maybe it's $20 for that 2 light and dark pins. If you want the pins, just get the pins and check out as fast as you can, and then come back later for figures, because this is like, they found like a handful. It might be like, 5, 10, 20, I don't know, but like it's going to be a very small number of pins. If I weren't trying to be super frugal, I'd go for the 14 pin set, and I would do giveaways. I would do like a pin a week and do giveaways. Maybe I'll do that, but we'll see. It depends on how focused I am that morning and if I'm like running around or not. Let's see here. And skate decks. So these are 65 each. They've got the Alithia board that's been available before at cons, and then they have the new shaped Monkey King board, which is the one I want. And again, I'm trying to budget it, and I want to get it. I'm probably going to get it just so that I don't miss out on it. But yeah, I want that Monkey King board for sure. It's the same color as my shirt.
Nice.
My Monkey King shirt. Let's see here. Yep. So the sale is 11 a.m. Saturday morning Eastern time. Yep. Will Reinforcements 2 and Valiant Knight be available at retailers? No, they will not. This is the big release of those. So if you want them, grab them this weekend. They're going to let stuff, well, unless it sells out, they're going to let stuff stay up for about a week, they said, or maybe 2 weeks. They're going to let stuff stay up for a little while, so you don't have to you might be able to grab some stuff later. Obviously, I feel like the Valiant Knight is going to sell out in a couple hours. I think that'll be gone that afternoon. But
do they ever have issues with server getting overloaded when they have these big sales?
They have. It hasn't been frequent lately, but this one could tax their system for sure, because people really want those Valiant Knights. But they have a lot of them. They have thousands of these things, as my estimate. Like in the past, I've looked at the cart and I've seen, oh look, they've got 2,000 of like the con exclusive last year, and I've looked at the cart and like they've sold through like a couple thousand of these in this type of drop. So I expect it to be a few thousand of each figure. So it's probably unlikely that it's going to sell out in like seconds for most of this stuff. But some of that Alithia stuff could go quick if there's only a few. Obviously the pins will be gone fast. The boards could go quick. There might not be a ton of those, but most people will be focused on the figures, right? So it's hard to predict. If you want something, log in right away, get it. Most likely you'll be able to just add your 4 or 5 figures, whatever you want, add them all to your cart and check out. But yeah, and let's see. Yeah, Curtis is saying the Valiant Knight, the Reinforcements 2, and the Legion of Con exclusives won't ever be available at retail. Retailers might buy them at these prices and then resell them at higher prices, but they're not going to be available like normal offerings to retail. What is the estimated arrival date of the retailer appreciation wave after the pre-order? Same for delivery dates of the in-stock. So I'd say give it like 8 to 12 months, like about a year, typically for those. Because that's a pre-order where they're going to run it at retailers for a month or two. So the pre-order window will go for like a month or two for like the wholesale ordering. Then that window will close. Then they'll start production. So the production on these isn't going to start until maybe May, right? Because the sale is going to start March 1st is the retailer appreciation. So March, April, then maybe they start going into, pre-production in May. It sucks that the sale is the same weekend at ZoloCon. Benny, are you going to be at ZoloCon? Because if you are, you should go to their table and buy the figures at their table.
Yeah, then you don't even have to wait on shipping.
And this in-stock sale will take a number of weeks, 5 to 6, according to Jeremy. All right. And, oh yeah, so let's do the giveaway. Before we get into the other stuff, the non-Legion stuff, let's do the giveaway. So let me bring up the giveaway tool. So Larry, while I'm doing this, what are you thinking about picking up?
Oh my God, Saturday? Way more than I wanted to. I'm going to get the Goblin and the Gladiator, probably Bryophytus and Mephitor, because I want those Motu homages. Really considering that Voligar, I always liked that design, never pulled the trigger on it. And then probably the Valiant Knight, because I don't have any human or humanoid figures. Everything I have is.
You got to get a Valiant Knight.
Yeah.
Like the articulation is like every little bit of articulation has extra range, and it just changes the feel of the figure. It's just like a must-have for any Legions collector to kind of feel the future of.
And what I want to do, like, since I don't collect, since I'm not all in like you are, like a lot of the listeners are, I like to have, if I am collecting a line, I want to have something that I really dig that's a representation from different eras, different collections. So like one from this one from that one. And the Valiant Knight is so different from anything that I have. Because, I've got I've got a handful of regular releases. I've got 6 or 7 of the Motu homages. And so, I'm definitely want to get him. Because like I said, I'm way short on humanoid figures. And I don't think I don't have any goblins at all. And I want to get something that scale and see what that looks like.
So that goblin is on a dwarf body. There's a couple different so the goblin that's for sale in this builder wave is basically a 1.0 figure. So it's much more in line with it actually has the same exact torso as your Vorgus Familius that you are.
Okay.
It's a chunkier goblin.
That's fine. It's still something completely different than anything I have. And that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah. And it's got the head sculpt. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The goblins are awesome. I do recommend at some point grabbing one of the 2.0 little goblins. They're so cool. Okay, so we're going to put up the giveaway tool here. So we are going with, I know the orcish, the shadow orc grunt is more of a warrior, but shadow and orc makes me think of the orcish spy. So we're going to go with orcish spy for the hashtag. So to enter the giveaway, put hashtag orcish spy in the chat, and we'll spin that wheel in a couple minutes. Orcish spy is a Magic the Gathering reference, if anybody was wondering. It was a card that let you look at the top. Was it top 3 or the top card? Maybe it was just the top card of your library. I always thought it should have been a goblin. All right, we got the entries rolling. We're almost at 200, by the way. 192. Did we top up over 200 at some point? Curtis Ackerman with the super chat.
What do you say, Mephitor? What? this
He's
weekend.
also on the smaller goblin body. So if you want to get a Stinkor figure,
Yeah, I'm
also
definitely going to get that one too.
a
Okay.
little taste of the goblin.
Okay.
Yep, it's a goblin,
That's cool.
and he comes with a black goblin head too.
Okay.
And thank you, Curtis, for the $5 super chat.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
Chris.
it. Orcish Spy. And well, that's going. Let's talk about the D13 stuff. So right now you can go to Toy Bro and you can go to D Amazing and you can check out their reviews for the D13 Biblical Adventures exclusive demons that will be available at ZoloCon this weekend. So you've got these like gaudy 80s bright, what would you,
They almost look like
fluorescence,
test
right?
shots.
Yeah. I mean, essentially they're like that, right? They're like
Yeah.
the old Kenner
That's
figures
what
that
it
were
looks
just like,
like because Kenner released some of those in the last couple of years in their 5
yeah,
POA line, and that's what it looks like. I like
right.
it.
Like, oh, just whatever plastic we got, just shoot it out. And,
Exactly.
but this was, this was very purposeful on Chris's part to make them just like crazy 80s bright fluorescent colors.
This is if
They
you drop
look great.
acid and the demons come to see you.
Right. Yeah. So I believe the pair is 75. So you can go to his table, you can get the pair for 75. The green, or you can buy the orange one, the Toy Bro, this one, for 30. Or you can buy the pair for 75. And the reason why it's upped so much from, it's the buying the pair is more, is because the green one is limited to 50 pieces, I think he said. It's like super limited and rare. So that's why the green one adds so much price to the pair. Or if you don't care about the limited stuff, you could just buy this one for 30. But if you're going to his table, you should just buy both, in my opinion. Support D13. Chris is awesome. If anyone is not aware, Chris works for Four Horsemen. He does their production. He manages the factory production, and this is his line called Biblical Adventures. And this is his these are some of the first releases from his line. All right, let's see how many people we got here. We're at 196 in the stream. And we got 100. Ooh, 100. I'm going to give you guys one more minute, and then we're going to spin. And then I think after that, Larry's probably going to
I want to bounce after that. Early day tomorrow.
101.
You got to be a couple more on there.
I mean, there's 94 people who haven't entered here. Come on.
Yeah. What are y'all sitting on your hands?
So we're going to spin this, and then the winner can either email me at podcast@dorklair.com, or if we're already like friends on like social, you can just message me. Okay. But yeah, we're going to spin this thing. Last chance, everybody. Last chance. I know some people have a theory that like the last person is the one who wins, which I've seen happen a few times. So I feel like people are they're waiting for me to spin, and they're putting them in there. They still keep coming. 112. We're going to get into some 112 collective news in a minute. It wasn't much today, but it is the Mezco Toys Fair week. And all right, here we go. All right, I'm seeing names repeat, so that means, by the way, it's only one entry, but I know some people want to repeat because they think it's going to like be when you're closer to the end. We'll see if it happens. All right, here we go. Let me spin this. 3, 2, 1, go. So who was last? Ruben Medina. Let's see. JLY9. Rob V. Rob V was actually pretty close to the end there. I mean, there was like a dozen or so people after him, but still a fairly late entry. Let me pull this banner down. Yeah, so Rob V, congratulations, dude. You won a Shadow Orc Grunt, and I'll probably ship that out tomorrow. Just either email me at podcast@dorklair.com, or you can message me on Instagram or Facebook. And Rob says, whoops, I just lost it. Rob says, wow, I never win. It's a good feeling, right? It's like, whoa, this happened. Congrats, dude.
So before I go, I just want to say one thing. They're not dolls, they're action figures.
Curtis loves dolls. Curtis has converted. He's actually since converted to being a doll lover.
Yeah, dude, you guys, you sent me down the rabbit hole with that first Batman I got, and now I've got so much Mezco, it's stupid. So I'm going to bolt, but before I go, I don't know if you can bring up the toys and the announcements. I know we don't talk about McFarlane a whole lot, but I do want to mention one thing. He's doing some really cool Batman stuff, and he's got 3 Batman figures dropping on the 29th. Figures that I don't think we've seen in another collection. He's got first appearance Batman from the first Detective Comics. He's got a black version of the black and gray for the Nightfall Batman, and then that really awesome red and gray Azrael armor from Night's End. So I don't know if you guys are into Batman at all. You want something that you've not seen in another collection, I would give those a look because they look freaking awesome.
That first appearance Batman is something I might actually consider.
Yeah. Well, they did one that was kind of like that with Year Zero when Scott Snyder was writing. He had a very similar look to that, but it was, I mean, this is straight out of what, Detective 38 or 39, whatever the first appearance was.
Purple Gloves Batman.
Yeah, the whole purple gloves and everything. Yep. So it'd be really cool. All right, fellas, y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time. Later, guys.
All right. So let's see here. Bring this back up and jumping on from here. Yeah, so that's 75 for the pair at ZoloCon if anybody's going. Okay, so then next up, these are just repaints. I thought I would throw them on there though, because I've been covering 3-0 a lot lately. I'm into 3-0, not the Transformers, but I respect them, and I think there's a lot of people who are into them. So we have some cartoon color, or vintage color versions. So you have Bumblebee, and then Megatron, and then Optimus Prime. I don't have any other really shots to kind of go along with them, but pretty cool. Kind of continuing the 40th anniversary stuff. I'm waiting for some like Studio 86 stuff. That's what I want from Hasbro. The Studio 86 stuff is what I'm into. I did just pick up actually a pickup that I haven't shown yet. So I did pick up Slug here, which is pretty great. And I immediately transformed it into the alt mode. But yeah, this is an awesome figure. This is my first Dinobot from the series. I don't have either of the other two. I kind of want them, but it's like space is limited, and I missed. I would have probably gotten Grimlock, but that was kind of like that was right before I started really getting into the Studio 86 stuff. And then they also did Thundercracker, which we were talking about before. I think on maybe the last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago that they had teased him in the background. So now that one's solicited, so they're cranking out the Seekers. And then we have the follow-up to the Icon Collection, Icon Collectibles from Zeta Girls. This is Tigra from Fire and Ice. And I don't know if we're going to get demonetized for this, but this is a pretty sexy figure right there. I think it's Shaitan is the name of the Panther. that is a static figure. There might be head movement and tail movement or something, but for the most part, I believe it's a static figure. Trevor could probably comment because this is his photo right here. He could probably comment on the nature of the beast of the panther there, which should hopefully keep the price fairly reasonable on this. Hedgehog, if you get demonetized, it was all worth it. Excited for more Fire and Ice. Yeah, Shaitan. Which means Satan, right? Isn't that like Satan? Yeah, Grimlock is stupid expensive now. I was waiting for them to reissue Grimlock, but I think they're doing like a comic color version of it, and I don't really want that. It doesn't really go with my stuff. Let's see here. Oh, articulated jaw. No soft goods, Trevor says. A little cold on the ice side. And the collector is predicting 120. Well, yeah, let's think about this. So Dark Wolf was 70, right? Or 95 at Big Bad Toy Store. So Dark Wolf has 70 direct from Frazetta Girls. So if you add a static Panther to that, yeah, it could be an extra 50. Maybe I'm going to predict 100 direct, maybe 120 from Big Bad. Shaitan means the adversary. Okay. She needs soft goods. So there's a little skirt piece down below, loincloth style piece that I'm assuming, since Trevor said no soft goods, that is a plastic piece there. And this is all we got. Like right now, it's just a teaser, right? Trevor's teaser right here. Eamon has been posting on social media. Frazetta Girls have been posting. They said the end of March is when pre-orders will begin. So maybe we'll get a little more info before then, but we gotta wait. We gotta wait a month for this to actually go up. If the Panther doesn't move, we don't need it. I don't know. I mean, I have seen the movie, and it's like that's her companion, like that. And the Panther actually makes a lot of important appearances in the comic too that they're running right now. Curtis with the $2 super chat. Check out Trevor's Toy Photo Bomb each month. Yeah, that is a good show. Absolutely. Wait a second. You were told this would be 70? That's great news. And it's still a good looking Panther. Yeah. I mean, I get it though. Some people, they want nothing to do with static figures. Oh, Eamon told you. Okay. All right. That's great news. Which is good because I did feel like Dark Wolf was a little on the higher side. Like I felt like 50 would have been great. 70 felt like a little much. 95 feels like a lot. So if this is 70, that's actually really nice. I think that's perfect. And I think it's actually not perfect. I think it's a great deal, is what I should say. If that's the case. I owned a Battle Cat once. And he said, as the line goes on, the prices will be able to drop. That's great news. That's awesome. I wonder if the third figure will also be Fire and Ice, or if they'll go into something else with the third one. Wait a second, Benny. You just said, didn't you just say you don't want the Panther? If it doesn't move, we don't want it. Now you want 5? You want 5 static Panthers, Benny? He did say this is his favorite movie. That's interesting. That's your favorite movie? I gotta admit, I don't love that movie. But I didn't grow up with it. Like I never watched it as a kid. I watched it as an adult for the first time. So like I'm not like that into it. Thank you, Mike Massey. Love your recent reviews on the Poxus Wave. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I've been, this week right now is my break, so I've been able to like put up some content. So the channel's been kind of humming lately. Plus, I have those Toy Tubers shows dropping once a week that are kind of in the queue, just ready to go. So thank you. We've only seen full shots. I think Eamon had shared a shot of the unpainted like prototype, but it was like in the background. He was like teasing it in the background. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you grow up with it, it's definitely a different thing. Trevor's seen it. Trevor knows what it looks like. Ask Trevor what it looks like. All right, we're going to move on. Staying in the 80s, though. So NECA has revealed that they are doing a LJN colorway version of their Dungeons and Dragons figures. Now, obviously, the figures themselves were inspired by the LJN, but they were like based on the art too, right? So now they're doing some repaints based on the toys, and they're carded, which is beautiful. I'm not as into these as I am the regular ones, but still really cool. And they're doing 4 of the 5. I don't know if they're going to do Grimsword, but you got 4 of the 5 there in the true toy homage colors there. So the only one up right now is his name, I'm drawing a blank here, but the Knight is the only one up right now. And he's $30. So at least with the more basic loadout, with the more basic accessory set, and the more basic paint scheme, Strongheart, thank you. The more basic paint scheme, at least they're dropping the price. They're $30. I think it's 32 on Big Bad, but like maybe 30 is the MSRP. He does have a weird shape. Yeah, his proportions are weird. His proportions are definitely odd, But for me, it's like he's posable, so like I can pose him up and he can look good. The second one's going to be the same. They're not going to resculpt it. The problem is the arms, like the way the arms are, they're like the shoulders are way up here, and the arms are the like shoulder pads are like up here, and the arms are down here. And so if you lift his arms up, they're in a really weird place. If I find him on sale, I'll grab him. I love him because of the sculpture and the paint. Like the paint is amazing, but Hedgehog is right. The proportions are very odd. But Elkhorn and Warduke's awesome. But Elkhorn is my favorite from the wave so far. It's great. And then we have a variant of the Mark 50 Iron Man, also from 3.0. So kind of coming back to 3.0 here. I haven't dipped into so I have all of the 3.0 Iron Man figures except for the nanotech armors. And this is the first one that's really tempting me because it's going to add a color. That's just going to add some different colors to my DLX Iron Man collection. So I want to try to get this, but they've only revealed that there's like an initial release that's going to be at some convention in Asia, and they haven't revealed like the availability worldwide yet. I'm assuming it'll be like normal, so I will probably end up getting this one. But it looks awesome. It didn't make an appearance I don't know if this is based on concept art or what, or if it's just like a comic color, like maybe it's a Marvel Now Iron Man or something like that. And it's like this, like the comic color carried over to this, but it's not like a movie color. It's true. Some people do just have weird torsos, Lewis. Some people do. Big time suit from comics or no, it wouldn't have been in Iron Man 3. I mean, maybe that color was in Iron Man 3, but the Mark 50 would definitely not have been in Iron Man 3. Blake, yeah. Blake's a big fan of the 3-0 stuff for sure. I know that. Looks like it could be from the video game as well. Did I hear Bill say he's doing a 3-0 Iron Man giveaway? Nope. Are you sending me one to give away? Marvel Now Black and Gold. Yeah, I remember Marvel Now Black and Gold, but I feel like I've seen other companies like maybe Figuarts do it, but not with the Mark 50, like with like one of the more mechanical type armors. That's why I was kind of hesitant to say that that's what it is. But yeah, if I can get it, if it's like the regular $100 Entertainment, I always buy these on Entertainment Earth. So if it's there, I'm gonna pre-order this one, even though I haven't ordered the Mark 50 regular or the Mark 85 or there's one more nanotech armor that's out there. And then Mezco did another like 1 minute drop. So they had the Bartholomew Vex variant that was like the Mezco Toys Fair exclusive, and it went up at 1 p.m. on Wednesday and sold out at like 1:01 p.m. Wednesday. Apparently, I wasn't paying attention because I didn't want this figure, but apparently it sold out super fast. But it's it's a crazy colorful variation, the Crimson Cult variation on their Bartholomew Vex figure. It comes with, I think, most of the same stuff as the first one. Got definitely a satanic kind of cult thing going on for sure. It's cool, but again, like when I first saw Vex, originally I wanted it because of the head. I just saw it from like the torso up. I thought it looked good, but then I don't know, the shorts, the way, I don't know, just the outfit I didn't like. I didn't end up liking the outfit on it. So I passed on the original, and I don't really have much interest on this one, even though it's cool. Yeah. And by the way, Bobby, I got your message. I noticed your messages, so I'll respond to those after the show for the winner of the giveaway. And then there were 2 reveals today for Toy Fair, and then there's going to be some reveals tomorrow as well, Friday. So we have a classic Captain America, which I think is interesting because it took them a while. It took them a while to do this, and I feel like I know why. Because the original Captain Americas, going all the way back, they had their 3, right? They had Captain America Standard Edition. They had Classic Captain America that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or something, or maybe New York. And then they had the Commander Rogers figures. And those all were like clearance figures. I remember they were doing Valentine's Day boxes, like Valentine's Day mystery boxes, and they were all they all had Captain Americas in them, and they were practically giving them away. So that, I think that's why it took them so long to come back to Captain America. I'm surprised they haven't done a Thor, a classic Thor or a classic Hulk. Like, I don't know why, like where are those? But yeah, this is a welcome addition, because I know that original Captain America had flaking. And this one does not look like it looks like a much different scaling. This looks like a textured fabric, not a overlay type thing. So yeah, beautiful pajamas. Yeah, a lot of people are comparing this to Migo, which, you know, classic Cap is like, he is kind of Amigo-esque. Metal tin, please. That was a cool, I mean, that was a neat one where the container it came in was a circular shield, metal shield. Blake, I'll sell it to you right now for $700. I'm just kidding. I will let you know if I get sick of it. Articulation on larger Mezcos are mid, so not looking forward to Hulk. That's true. Yeah, their first Hulk was very limited. You know what I have? Oh, I don't know if I can access it right now. I have an SH Figuarts Hulk with cloth pants from Harker Customs, and then I think it's Casting Cave John Buscema head sculpt. That looks awesome. It's kind of buried. Maybe let me try to grab it. Hold on. I love this thing. Hang on, let me. So that's it's the MCU Hulk. So underneath it's like tech pants, right? But then Harker did some pants, and then we've got this classic sculpt here. The I want to say it was Casting Cave. I'm not 100% sure if I remember that. I've had this for years now. But this does the job right here for me. It's pretty sweet. And Death Knight says, I need art. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've seen that Gomez going for like, yeah. I mean, those are listed prices, but I think it's selling for like three to four in the groups. But still, don't go spending that for it. Hopefully down the road they'll still convert those wait lists. But yeah, I have I've never seen Terrifier. I don't think I'll ever see it, but yeah, 112 Collective Art the Clown. Is that it for my slides here? Oh, yeah, I got one more. Okay. Those look like pajamas, Curtis. He's just a guy in pajamas. It's very innocent. There's nothing scary about it. I'll sell my figures on Facebook. Sometimes I'll sell on eBay. So there's like a pretty big like fan following of this movie series. Is that right? I saw when I was looking up Terrifier, I saw one thing. It was like a promo, and it said art makes Pennywise look like Krusty, which was a good tagline. I thought that was funny. I opened up Figura Obscura Wukong today. Pieces started falling off like crazy. Like breaking? Or like accessories that you just need to plug back in? Am I going to customize the Valiant Knights I get from the in-stock sale? I have one which I use to do like swaps, pop and swaps and stuff. And I'm probably going to get a couple more. I mean, I don't really have plans for customizing, but I will definitely doing pop and swaps with them. Um, but I'm not going crazy because I know that there's going to be a whole bunch. This is just one of many. There's going to be a whole bunch of knights on that body. So like, I don't really feel a need to get crazy with them. Unfortunately, I'm not going to ZoloCon. I wish, but it's tough for me to drive that far. It's not crazy, but it's further than Legion's Con, and Legion's Con is like my one big travel weekend for the year. So I don't. It's like kind of like my one thing. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go to PowerCon. So I'm kind of like next year I'll probably go to PowerCon. I know it's not going to happen this year. And I still got a little beer left, so I'm here to hang. But I don't have any more news, so if anybody has like chat stuff you want to talk about, let me know. Slot Mock, were you here at the beginning? I did another one. It's not terribly different from what I've done, but I did this. So I put the gold head from Father Christmas, and then the gold belt from Magnus, and the cloth skirt from Poxus to do like a gladiator style brute scale. I love this. I love this body. I love this brute scale. I can't wait for more. Did anyone get a Beetlejuice today? Is that a 6 scale Beetlejuice that I saw? I think I saw that there was a 6 scale Beetlejuice. Or is that something else? Is this third party Anakin the same one, or sorry, from the same company that did the mall? I feel like I may have seen that. Here, I can try this. Let me get my Valiant Knight. Can it? So you want it holding the sword down. Hang on one second. So my Valiant Knight has cloth on it right now, but I should. I'm just getting some stuff out of his hands here. I think it should be able to do what you're asking. I think it should. Let me try. I want to put his regular hands on so we can make sure. That's my bag of his accessories. So I got him here. He does have. I still have him set up in my like Necronominus kit bash, but the articulation is not hindered at all with this setup. But yeah, I don't think. And I gotta grab a sword. So let me grab the sword from this one. And again, it's going to have cloth goods on it, but I think it can work. like this. You know, a little more tweaking and I could probably get it to look really good. You know, he's kind of cocked over to the side, but I think that's what you're looking for there, Nick. Let me scroll down to the recent comments. Like a Hall of Armor look here. Let me know if that's working for you. Have the Four Horsemen ever said anything about bringing the Mythic Legion stories to other source of media, cartoon, comic, etc.? Well, they're writing a book, so it's going to be a narrative, text narrative with illustrations, and then beyond that, I mean, they haven't confirmed anything, but I could see it happening. I mean, they're doing a video game, which is like taking forever. Who knows if that's ever going to come out, but there's a video game in the works. Should be done soonish. We keep thinking that. The Fury Toys turtles look awesome. I don't have any of those, but they look really good. I know the Mezco turtles are charging Monday, maybe? They're charging very soon. So then we only have a couple months till they come out. Because Mezco's crazy. They charge you 2 months before they drop. Okay, cool. So that looks good. Yeah, there is a comic. It's not canon. It's sort of like very early Legion stuff. You know, some of it is, you know, still the basis of the lore, but like story-wise, narrative-wise, it's not really canon. Eric, what's up, dude? I'm still waiting for my Poxis order, but I did get a Mondo Rogue. For those still waiting for your Poxis orders, if you ordered direct from Four Horsemen Studios, the reason why it isn't shipping is it's probably because it wasn't an all-in, and it did include one of the brute scale figures. The brute scale, solid cases of brute scale figures are only just arriving now, so those will be shipping out over the next couple weeks. Jeremy said they talked to someone about comics. That'd be great. I'd love to see that. And coming from a gamer, I trust your opinion, Joe. That makes a lot of sense. That it's never a good idea to rush a game. Speaking of games, or things based on games, I'm still watching Halo. I think I'm on episode 4 now, and I am very much enjoying Halo. Chat's flowing right now. Hey, Eric Miller, just in time. You are very late, but I'm still here. I'm still here for another this much beer. Bill, what's your most anticipated figure of the year? Oh man, good question. Most anticipated figure of the year. Probably something from Necronominus. Like I was playing around with the dragon Arachagore today, and I was really like I cannot wait for those brute scale or those those ogre scale knights, Baradoc and Ukzak. Like those I can't wait for. I'm trying to think of what else. There's a what else is coming? I mean, obviously, like what I don't know about, I'm excited for because I get to be involved in figure obscura, and I have no clue what they're gonna throw at me, and I cannot wait. Belluolith looks awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on like trying to think of what I'm looking forward to. Something that's coming very soon is I'm finally getting a Hot Toys Vader. So I pre-ordered the Hot Toys, um, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader with the broken Hayden Christensen Vader mask, and that is hitting now. So like my local retailer who I usually order from should have that pretty soon. Yeah, the skeleton horse, that's another one that's going to be really cool. I mean, just anything from anything from Four Horsemen. I'm just always looking forward to. No, they haven't announced the intern for a De Lotto yet. Um, they may try to time it. So Jeremy was live a couple days ago and he was talking about tickets for Legions Con, and he wants to wait until they are ready to reveal one of the exclusives for the year and sort of time it together. So there might be like a little window, I don't know, maybe in like May or something, or April. I could see there being a little window of like G-Con, Legions Con, intern stuff, like kind of like a little promotional push to put that out. Maybe like 6 months out. Hedgehog's looking forward to the Undead Builder Pack. Eric's Belluolith is by far my most anticipated. The thing with that is, like, all the stuff she comes with is super exciting for me. But it's still like, it's still just like the unexciting part is that it's still a pretty regular 2.0 figure for the most part. Blake, you should just come. You should just assume you're gonna go, and then just come a day early. People will be hanging out at that hotel, dude. I won't be. I'm like 99% positive that I will not be there for. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna put in for intern because I like just looking at the calendar. I don't think it's a day I can make it. I can't really, I can't really show it like with my computer right now. Yeah, the Belluolith is all about the accessories and stuff. Intern. So for like Mythic weekend, you have intern for a day, Thursday. Friday you have G-Con. Saturday, Sunday you have Legions Con. Yeah, the new Rising Suns. Definitely some nice infusion of 2.0 parts. Suggestion for 2025 PowerCon figures: Battle Armor Adamant and Battle Armor Keltis using Rising Suns parts. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be fantastic. I'm making a mess over here with all this stuff. I got figures everywhere. I got Transformers over here. I got, oh my gosh, it's too much stuff. G-Con Solo. G-Con is their event where they announce their big Mythic Legions wave each year. So the Friday before Legions Con, Four Horsemen Studios does a big live stream and they announce like the whole big wave that is going to go up for pre-order that same day. So like this last year, the G-Con was all of the reveals for the Rising Suns wave. That's currently like in production or pre-production. Yeah, I'd like to see them approach the 2.0 parts the same way they did with the Valiant Knight and like bring in that extra articulation, just that extra range. Yeah, Baradoc. That's I'll put that up there. Or maybe Uxok for me, like in terms of like my most anticipated, just because it's gonna come before. I usually like am more anticipating the sooner figures. There's like a weight that comes to them as like something's kind of more close. Purple Gang. What's up, Jordan? Yeah, Faker would be cool. There is an on-site presence. So this last year, so up until this year, they would invite the intern for a day people to go sit in at G-Con because they would do it at their studio, and there's just a small space there for people to sit and participate in the audience. And then this past year, they did it at the hotel where Legions Con was, and they were able to bring in more people. It wasn't unlimited access, but it was more people, and it will probably be the same thing next year because they're at the same venue. So it's combination. Like they live stream it, but they also have it for a live audience. $5 super chat from Rob Zamora. The future Mythic Legions figures I'm waiting for is the first ever 3-pack of the Legions Lounge, Trevor, Bill, and Nate. I don't know about that. But thank you for the $5 super chat. I'll put that towards my custom Legions Lounge 3-pack. Savage Crucible. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Savage Crucible. I know they did an update recently, and those are really right around the corner. Again, the sooner stuff, the stuff that's coming first is the stuff I'm thinking about. So like the lizard people, like that's what I'm excited about. I don't really have necessarily a favorite from that. I do have friends who made figures like Eric Miller's Royal, I forget what it's called, but the figure that Eric Miller painted, like that, maybe that's probably my favorite because Eric Miller is my friend, and like I'm like I love that figure. I think it looks phenomenal. There we go. Yeah, I can't wait. And Eric's gonna come on as soon as we get close. Like once that's imminent, Eric's gonna come on the DorkLair, hopefully, and talk about his figure. Yep, Brutal Realm. I'm looking forward to the Biblical Adventures stuff. I'm looking forward to all the Kickstarter stuff. I'm looking forward to the Defenders of Eden, like those. Man, we just got word that they didn't get them out of the factory before. They were trying to get them out before Chinese New Year, but they didn't, which is kind of a bummer. So those are a little bit more delayed. They're probably going to be closer to like June or July, they said. Yeah, exactly. Armies of Ashmore. Robo Skull. The figures just dropped, right? The figures dropped, but the vehicle is not out yet, I think. Slot Mox looking to the Harbinger and the Wolfish Assassin guy. Yeah, and those are wave 2, I think. So those will probably be like towards the end of the year, I would imagine. Oh, they're doing a white. Is that Blade Master Wang? They're doing a white one? Yeah, Blue Jesus. I did an all-in, man. Like that's gonna hit that Biblical Adventures. That's gonna hit, and it's just gonna be crazy. Like that's a lot of figures. I'm not gonna be able to keep all of them. I'm gonna review as many as I can, though. All right, I'm gonna wind this down pretty soon. I need to set something up here for the end. T13, so dope. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not religious at all. I'm more of like, I appreciate the literary aspect of it. And just like the kind of historical perspective type aspect of it. But the figures do look fantastic. And I got a lot of demons coming. I mean, I got the all in, so I got a whole bunch of different demons coming in. If I had a tribute mythic figure, what would I want it to be? I don't want it to be a figure. I want it to be a lair. I want a playset. I want an DorkLair. I want the DorkLair playset. Really, I want a goblin lair, but DorkLair rhymes with DorkLair, so I want a playset. I want the lair playset. Oh, Blake, you got yours today, huh? I just opened a Rakagore today. He's beautiful. The like almost like crystalline paint job on the scales is amazing. I love the sword. We're finally getting other weapons beside that staff. The like the bladed mace type thing, like that's been used over and over again with the ogre scale, and so we're finally getting a sword. That's sweet. This guy's awesome. I love this dude. This whole wave has been blowing me away, big time. Metallic purple. That's right. My 6-year-old son. Yeah, I could see kids just having a total trip with this Arakagore figure and the Dino Duo. Yeah. So my alt mode would not be a 2012 Ford Focus. It'd be something besides that. What would it be? I don't know. I gotta think about that. What part swap would be with the dragon, Cyclops, and Yak would look like? Oh, that'd be interesting. I do have a part swap with Scourge that I've shown before. I can show that. So I wanted my Scourge to be a Mythic Scourge. So I took some of the most of this is from the Bolthor the Tower figure. I think the arm guards are from Kurzog, maybe. There's a couple figures in there, and then this cape is from Max Bird. But yeah, there's my Mythic, and this weapon, this over here, this weapon here is from Axie Toys. It's from one of their big dinos. But yeah, this is my Mythic Scourge right here. It's a nice cape, so I don't know if he still sells it, but this was his the cape that he made for Storm Collectibles Ares, like DC Comics or DC Injustice video game Ares. Yeah, it's from the Axie Toys T-Rex. Yep. That mace. Thanks. Yeah, you could use the half giant Legion builder or the ogre and swap parts and use those parts for one of the dragon figures. What I want to do is I want to try to do Cosmic Arachagore and put the blue, so just like full blue, and put the blue Arachagore pieces that I'm not currently using, or sorry, the blue Scourge pieces that I'm not currently using, and put those on Arachagore. All right. I think that's it for today. I want to share one thing. Trying something new here. This is for members. This is a little appreciation for members. So my goal is to try to do more. My goal is to try to do more breakdown type videos where I'm not shooting footage of myself or of my figures or anything. Where I'm kind of like the prep video I did for the in stock sale. Like those types of videos. My goal is to do more of those. So I did another one that's going to publish on Sunday for everyone, and just to encourage people to subscribe as members. It's only $1 a month, but just to kind of like push that a little bit and just to, say thank you to my members. This is going up a few days early. So I did a video that is 1.0 and 2.0 figures. It's not just 1.0 and 2.0. It's really like, what are all the different bucks, all the different scales of, whoops, hold on a second. Schedule, no. I may have just published it public. Hold on. Members only. Okay. That might have gone live accidentally. But I switched it back to members only. So this is a members only video. So yeah, it's a pretty quick video. It's like 5 or 6 minutes, and it just kind of breaks down the different scales. This is really mostly for like newcomers and beginners to the line. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm gonna leave you with that. So every member, go watch that right now, enjoy it right now, and then everybody else, this will be available Sunday afternoon for everybody else. And thanks everybody in the chat for joining. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for becoming members. And I really very much appreciate it. So let me pull up the end screen here. Everybody, until next time, may the force be with you.
Follow me into the door.